action movies are most compatible with the comedy genre. Lots of funny moments mixed with shootouts, chases and great humor, that's all you need for a pleasant time. Let's take a look at 20 movies of 2024 that combine these two genres. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like this video. Let's get started. Netflix streaming platform presents to viewers the American spy comedy action movie The Union. The leading roles were played by famous actors Mark Wahlberg, Halle Berry and Jonathan Simmons. Mike McKenna is a down-to-earth construction worker from Jersey. Once he meets his high school sweetheart Roxanne Hall. And after a pleasant evening, Mike suddenly wakes up in London. It turns out that Roxanne works for the Secret Service The Union, and she really needs the help of a former friend. Someone stole a list of all US secret agents, and to get it back, they need an outsider. Mike is being prepared to dive into the especially dangerous world of espionage. Apple TV Plus offers viewers an action-adventure movie directed by Doug Liman and written by Casey Affleck titled The Instigators. Movie plot tells the story about Rory, a father who finds himself in a difficult life situation. In desperation, he agrees to a criminal undertaking in the company of a swindler named Cobby, robbing a corrupt politician. But their case doesn't go according to plan, and now not only the police are hunting the pair of would-be robbers, but also angry bureaucrats with a vengeful crime boss. Third movie in our selection. Wolves. Upcoming action comedy movie directed by John Watts, where Brad Pitt and George Clooney played leading roles. Margaret becomes an unwitting criminal after killing a man. In desperation, she dials the number of a professional fixer whose job it is to cover up the crimes. But immediately after, another professional appears on the doorstep, called by another woman, Pam, who learned about the situation through a surveillance camera. Now the two fixers, accustomed to considering themselves lone wolves and practicing different methods of work, must join forces to deal with a problem that is becoming increasingly complex. Fourth movie in our selection. The Killer's Game. An action comedy movie starring Dave Bautista, Sophia Boutella and Ben Kingsley. Experienced killer Joe Flood learns of his fatal diagnosis. In order not to suffer until his last days, he orders a hit on himself. But after he makes the order, it becomes known that the diagnosis is wrong. Nothing can be undone, so Joe will have to fight for his life against his colleagues who are eager to eliminate a dangerous competitor. The buddy comedy movie Jackpot was directed by Paul Feig, starring John Cena and Simu Liu. Set in 2030. California is in economic decline. An actress named Katie comes to Los Angeles for another casting. Once upon a time, as a child, she became famous thanks to her role in a stupid commercial, but never became a real star. And suddenly luck smiles on her. Katie becomes the owner of a lucky ticket for the local lottery. According to the rules of the lottery, before sunset of the same day, anyone has the right to kill the winner, and then the money will go to him. Now Katie will have to fight for her life, and she will be helped in this by the good-natured and muscular Noelle, who works for the security service of the Grand Lottery. Thelma. A comedy action movie co-produced by the USA and Switzerland and was directed by Josh Margolin. Thelma Post is a 93-year-old woman. One day everything turns upside down. The woman falls under the influence of a telephone scammer posing as her grandson Daniel and loses her money. She decides to go on an incredible journey across the city in order to return her savings. My Spy. The Eternal City. It is a sequel to the 2020 movie My Spy starring Dave Bautista and Chloe Coleman. A grown-up Sophie takes her school choir on a trip to Italy. She convinces JJ, a CIA agent with whom she is still friends, to accompany her on this trip. Once in Italy, the group finds itself in the epicenter of an international terrorist plot aimed personally at the head of the CIA and his son Cullen, Sophie's best friend. Red 1. A Christmas-themed action-adventure comedy film starring Dwayne Johnson and Chris Evans. North Pole's head of security Callum Drift is responsible for protecting Santa Claus, codename Red 1. But one day, Santa becomes the victim of unknown kidnappers, and in order to find him, Drift is forced to cooperate with Jack O'Malley, the world's best bloodhound. Callum and Jack set out to find Santa. Borderlands. One of the most awaited action-adventure comedy movie, starring Cate Blanchett, Kevin Hart, Jamie Lee Curtis, and Jack Black. The movie is based on the popular shooter video game Borderlands. Lilith, a famous bounty hunter with a mysterious past, is forced to return to her home planet of Pandora, which she hates with all her heart. In this kingdom of chaos, she must find the missing daughter of Atlas, the most influential villain and bandit in the universe. She teams up with the mercenary Roland, explosives expert Tiny Tina, the mad creep, the eccentric researcher Patricia Tanis, and the robot Claptrap. Bad Boys? Ride or Die is a sequel to the iconic police franchise of the 90s. The movie once again stars Martin Lawrence and Will Smith in the leading roles. Miami police officers Marcus Burnett and Mike Lowray learn from the TV news that their deceased police captain Conrad Howard is accused of corruption and ties to drug cartels. The heroes refuse to believe it and soon receive a video from Howard himself, filmed by him before his death, in which he asks to find his killers and restore his good name. Hitman. An action comedy from Richard Linklater based on the true story of a Texas police officer is featured in Texas Monthly magazine. Substituting for a police officer, wiretap operator Gary Johnson must pose as a hitman and meet with the next murder client. But everything goes wrong when he falls in love with a woman who has come to Gary to get rid of her abusive boyfriend. Johnson decides to help her. Beverly Hills Cop. Axel F. It is the fourth film in the action comedy franchise starring Eddie Murphy. Detective Axel Foley returns to the streets of Beverly Hills. After his daughter Jane's life is put in danger, he joins forces with new partner Detective Bobby Abbott and old friends Billy Rosewood and John Taggart to uncover a criminal conspiracy. The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. An action comedy movie was directed by Guy Ritchie, starring Henry Cavill, Isaac Gonzalez, Alan Ritchson and Henry Golding. Set in 1939. Winston Churchill decides to strike back at Germany, which is crushing British forces in Europe. To do this, a tight-knit group of operatives is created who strike at the enemy's rear, acting against the accepted gentlemanly rules of warfare. Throughout World War II, the team of fighters achieves important victories against the Nazis, not shying away from deception, dirty tricks and bloodshed. An action comedy movie The Fall Guy starring Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt is based on the 1981 TV series of the same name. Colt Seavers is a Hollywood stuntman. After an accident that almost cost him his career, Colt leaves the profession to take care of his mental and physical health. But one day, he is asked to look for an actor whose disappearance puts his ex-lover's new film at risk. Seavers must track down the missing movie star, uncover a conspiracy, and try to bring back the love of his life, using all his skills and stunt tricks in real fights and shootouts. Deadpool and Wolverine. This is the third part of the comedy action movie about the most cynical mutant of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The main roles in the film were played by Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman. Continuation of the story of Wade Wilson. The sarcastic mercenary Deadpool, who has the ability of rapid regeneration, which he received as a result of mutation. Time Change Management recruits Deadpool for a dangerous mission. He is introduced into the sacred timeline to change the Marvel Cinematic Universe forever and of course, together with Wolverine. Greedy People. A comedy action thriller shows us the events of a small island town. Two police officers, Rookie Will and his partner Terry, find $1 million at a crime scene to which they themselves are directly involved. They can't think of anything better than to steal the money, but they can't get away with it. All the greedy people in the area, from a future mother and a massage therapist to the owner of a shrimp business, join in the pursuit of a solid sum. Drive Away Dolls. A 2024 American crime comedy road movie directed by Ethan Coen. Movie plot follows Jamie, who is going through a breakup and can't think of anything else. And Marion just wants to relax. The friends go on a spontaneous trip to Tallahassee, where they suddenly encounter a gang of criminals. The Thundermans Return. Family comedy action movie is a continuation of the series The Thundermans, which aired between 2013 and 2018. For the past 3 years, the superhero family Thundermans have been fighting crime in Metroburg. The eldest children, twins Max and Phoebe, have been enjoying their new lives as heroes. However, when another mission goes awry, the superhero family is sent back to their hometown of Hiddenville, where they must hide their powers and live like ordinary people. The parents, Hank and Barb, and the younger children, Billy, Nora, and Chloe, are happy to return to a quiet life, but the same cannot be said for Max and Phoebe. A new French action comedy titled Nice Girls tells the story about two brave girls. Ludo is murdered in Hamburg, and his sister Leo decides to start her own investigation. Together with German police officer Melanie, she plunges into a world of secrets and intrigues, where every step can turn into mortal danger. Their union seems accidental, but soon hidden connections are discovered that bind their destinies. The last movie on our selection is the 5th installment of the Ghostbusters franchise, titled Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire. After the events in Oklahoma, the Spenglers return to where it all began, to the legendary New York City firehouse. The young Ghostbusters will have to unite with their predecessors, who created a top-secret research lab, thanks to which the fight against evil has reached a new level. But after discovering an ancient artifact, the heroes unleash a new evil. New York turns into a frozen empire right in the middle of July. Ghostbusters must do everything to save the world from a second ice age. We hope you enjoyed our selection of funny and action-packed movies. If we forgot to add any cool action comedy movie to this selection, write the movie title in the comments. Want to watch more videos like this? Subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.